and welcome to Discussing Fitchburg Now. I am your host, as always, Sam Squailia, and you're watching this thanks to FATV and the Workers Credit Union Virtual Studio. This week, we have on Joe Firmani and Jerry Caruso talking about The Wall That Heals, which is coming to Townsend July 1st through the 4th. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
I'm so glad to see The Wall That Heals coming back to our area again. The last time it was at Fitchburg at Crocker Field, what, four years ago?
2018.
18, yeah, I think, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I
And
went
so
to
now,
that. Amazing. It's just amazing.
it is a half-scale replica of the Vietnam Memorial Wall, correct?
That's right. It's as close to getting there, short of getting on a plane.
Rather than driving down to Washington, D.C., it comes to us.
Yeah, I mean, it's more important than ever. I mean, now, that the population is aging, and the guys that, wanted to go see it, always said they were going to go see it, but life got in the way. Now this might be some of their only chances to do it. So it's more important than ever that when we get the opportunity to bring this up to Central Mass, we bring it.
It is a really impressive display, and it draws a lot of people. And in addition to the wall, there's also multiple museum trailers that share information on the war and the people within it.
Yeah, it really puts faces with the names and the textbooks. The truck that hauls the wall turns into a mobile learning center, and just so much time and effort has been put into it. And when they come to Massachusetts, they actually tailor the stories that are played on the screen to Massachusetts. So they're memorializing the men and women that lost their lives here. They're memorializing the families that have suffered and have served proudly. So they really do a great job to make sure that, you're not going through 58,000 faces. You're memorializing the people from your state and from your region.
Yeah, I remember when it was in Fitchburg, there were a few very interesting stories of specific Fitchburg and Leominster people.
Yeah.
I think there were something like a half a dozen or a dozen men on the wall from Fitchburg and Leominster.
Yeah, between the two of them, I think there was close to 11.
Yep.
Fortunately, I guess if we're going to call it that way, fortunately, Townsend, didn't suffer that way.
But Townsend is very accessible to our entire area, and this is thanks in part to Operation Service, of course, but to the Townsend VFW who is hosting this wall. But it costs a lot of money to pay all the costs involved with providing the wall. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, we started doing this in 2016 with Leominster, and we realized in a hurry that if it wasn't for the community support, a lot of communities couldn't get this up here. And we're fortunate we have a great community just in Central Mass that really supports active in our veterans and really has a lot of respect for them. So, we put together a budget of $12,000 every single time it comes up, and the community, the businesses all step up to make it happen. And that's why we've got Jerry here today. He's stepped up and he's going to help us close the gap on our budget.
Yeah, so Jerry is hosting a comedy night, as he often does around our area. It's the Pepperell VFW Comedy Night, and this will be June 5th at 6:30 p.m. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're planning, Jerry?
Plan is to make people laugh, and a lot of pressure on me because I'm the headlining act, but no, it should be fun. I got two great friends with me. Bob Sheehey, veteran of over 30 years. My God. He's traveled all over the East Coast, headlining shows. Very funny guy, very close friend. The other guy, Thomas Mitchell, another close friend. He's done clubs throughout New York and New England. He's a New Hampshire boy. Actually, they're both New Hampshire boys. So we're letting them come over the border, and stuff like that. But they're really cool. And, Bob's more about his family life, and Thomas is observational, and I'm all about me. So it should be a lot of fun, like 3 different variances of comics. And I have somewhat of a home crowd coming because I work in Pepperell, and a lot of people I work with at Massey Bioservices, plug for them big. Yeah, I'm working right now. Actually, I'm on break, so let's just make it official. A whole bunch of people are coming. Joe, my friends already ordered tickets. They already told me. So
that's awesome. I mean, like I said, people have really stepped up. Operation Service. I bought a block of tickets. I want my whole group there. We know Deluxe out in Groton is trying to do a corporate type of an event. So it's gathering a lot of support, and we're really happy about it.
Wow, we're gonna have a crowd. This is nice. Hey, people dying to get out. So
Well, and by June 5th, it'll be after the May 29th announcement, thanks to Charlie Baker, that all coronavirus restrictions will be lifted.
that's
So
good.
June 5th is perfect. You'll be able to go and wear your mask if you so choose or not.
Yes, and the Pepperell Hall will hold up to 150 people. And I got to give the Pepperell VFW a little shout out here. I mean, they are just charging us enough to turn the lights on
That's
to make
it.
sure
That's it.
to make sure that most of the proceeds go to support the Wall That Heals.
That's fantastic. And this event, the purpose of this comedy night is to support the Wall That Heals. And the details, again, this is June 5th. The doors are at 6:30 p.m. and the show starts at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $25, and the location is the Pepperell BFW, which is 55 Leighton Street, Leigton, in Pepperell. You can purchase tickets at the door, but we encourage you to buy them in advance because this may sell out because this is a hot ticket. And you can email Joe Firmani at Operation Service, and he will send you the link to purchase the ticket. And that's joe@operationservice.net. joe@operationservice.net. Just send him an email and he'll send you the link to purchase the tickets in advance. And even if you don't want to go, we encourage you to purchase a ticket because this supports the Wall That Heals in Townsend, July 1st through the 4th. And snacks will be available at the event and the bar will be open?
It will, yes.
What kind of snacks, Joe?
I haven't got that far yet.
Well, people want to know. They watch
We're
this.
gonna-
They go, what kind of snacks? They want to
We're
know.
gonna make sure they can eat and drink.
Well, here we go. Well, hey, the drunker they are, the funnier I am. So that's how it works. I'm kidding. I'm not pushing alcoholism.
We need more pretzels. So the Wall That Heals is actually, so the way that it works is there is a, what do you call it when you drive all the motorcycles down?
Yeah, we'll have an escort. There'll be an escort ride.
An escort. So first it starts with an escort, which is Tuesday, June 29th at 2 p.m. And the escort starts from the Clear Path for Veterans at Fort Devens. And they escort the wall from there to the Townsend VFW wall location, which will be at the North Middlesex Regional High School in Townsend at 19 Main Street. So from there, from the escort, the wall will be assembled starting Wednesday, June 30th, starting at 10 a.m. And you need a lot of volunteers for that. Isn't that correct, Joe?
Yeah, the wall's performance is made or broken by the volunteers. And again, because the community's been so great to us, we've never had a loss for volunteers. But it is heavily involved. It's open 24 hours. So there's always some coverage, and those volunteers are there to help people navigate the wall, help them do rubbings of names when they find them, help them just feel comfortable when they're there, and be able to have an enjoyable, memorable experience. But it is, 24/7, we'll have people there.
The wall is open 24 hours a day, even if you want to go see it at 2 a.m. on July 2nd. It'll be open to the public and there will be lights and people there available. So we need volunteers to not only escort the wall and to set up the wall, but we need volunteers there to help people navigate the space and whatever other during the event volunteer needs. Then there will be the disassembly of the wall, which happens July 4th at 2 p.m. So if you're interested in volunteering for the wall in any capacity, there is a dedicated woman, Dawn, and a dedicated email to set all this up. And that is postmanager@townsendvfw.org. That's postmanager, postmanager at townsendvfw.org. You can email Dawn and she will set you up with volunteer needs.
Yeah, and whether it's 2 hours, 2 days, or 20 minutes, people are all welcome. I mean, it's a great opportunity to come out and mingle with, again, the people that have supported us in protecting our freedom.
And there's no cost for anyone to visit the wall.
No, it's all the upfront costs is done by us, by the fundraising. The VVMF, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, who manage the wall, they'll have donation boxes out there. That covers the cost for trucking it, for maintaining it, that type of stuff. But that will be the only thing out there where they'll be looking to maybe get some donations.
And if any business sponsors are watching and they're interested in donating more than a ticket for the amazing Jerry Caruso Comedy Hour.
Whoa. All right, go ahead. Yeah, I'll go with that.
How can businesses sponsor the wall?
They can reach out to either myself at joe@operationservice.net. We are a 501(c), so we are a nonprofit, or they can reach out to the Townsend VFW post as well.
All right, great. And so just to end with the comedy night, June 5th, doors at 6:30, and that's at the Pepperell VFW, which is 55 Leighton Street. Any other, can you share any jokes with us, Jerry? Any teasers?
I could share one of my favorite jokes. So before the pandemic, I was doing Hope Lodge for the longest time for cancer patients, giving them a free show every month, me and Paul Durant's. And it really worked out well. And then COVID hit, and hopefully they'll get back to normal soon, because I miss doing that. What I missed the most is there was a gentleman that used to show up there for treatment every once in a while, older guy named Oscar. He always says to me, "Will you tell one of my jokes on stage?" He's like in his 70s. I go, "Sure." So this is one of my favorite jokes that I'll share with them. It'll be repeated that night. That's why I hope there's a lot of drinking, because they'll forget the joke. This guy's driving a cab. There's a beautiful nun in the back seat. He's looking in the back seat. The nun goes, "My son, is there a problem? You keep staring at me." He goes, "No, sister, it's just that I've always had a fantasy to kiss a beautiful nun, and you're a beautiful nun." He goes, "I'm so sorry I said that." She goes, "Remove your hands from your face, because it could happen if you meet two of the qualifications." He goes, "What's that?" She goes, "You must be single and you must be Catholic." He goes, "I'm both." Well, he drives up the road to a beautiful spot, pulls to the side, hops in the back seat. She gives him the most longest, sensual 5-minute kiss. He couldn't believe it. He was in heaven. He gets in a cab, back in the front seat, starts driving her to her destination, starts crying his eyes out. The nun looks at him and says, "My son, do I detect tears?" He goes, "Yes, sister, I'm so sorry I lied to you. I'm not single, I'm not Catholic, I'm married, and I'm Jewish." She said, "That's okay. My name is Kevin. I'm going to a costume party."
Oh.
Such a great joke. He has 3 jokes. One I can't say till that night, and there's one more. You got time for one more?
Oh, we do.
So 3 beautiful girls go to the beach. They look at the ground. There's a guy with no arms and no legs. They felt bad. First beautiful girl looks down and says, "Oh, I feel so bad. Have you ever been hugged before?" He goes, "No, I haven't." She bends down and she hugs him. He had a big smile on his face. Second beautiful girl goes, "Ever been kissed before?" He goes, "No," and he's getting excited. She gave him a kiss and he was happy. Third girl was from Townsend or Pepperell, I'm not sure. She said, "Look, have you ever been screwed before?" He had a big smile on his face. He goes, "No." She goes, "Well, hang on. High tide's coming." So that's his joke. So this is a cancer patient that's just he tells me jokes that's really cool, that they can laugh at themselves and laugh at what they're going through and have a sense of humor. But I miss that and hope to get back into that. That's why I'm glad to hear that we're going to reopen again, and hopefully we could go and entertain them on a monthly basis, because that's so cool. But anyway, there's one more that I won't say until that night.
hear the third joke, you'll have to be there.
You have to be there.
June 5th, 6:30 p.m. doors. The show starts at 7:30 at the Pepperell VFW at 55 Leighton Street. You want to purchase tickets in advance for $25. You can email Joe at operationservice.net, or you can show up to the door and cross your fingers and hope that they'll be there. Right?
Yep, that's right. That's right.
Is there anything else that we should know about the wall or the comedy night?
Oh, I think you covered it.
Yeah, they're gonna have fun. They're gonna have fun because like everybody's. It'd be one of the first live events around here, and since last year, I think. I can't think of any that have come on like this, or one of the first comedy nights. And I've done a few there at the Pepperell VFW. So, and since I work downtown here, you know, hopefully people will just come and support it. And I don't care if they don't think I'm funny, as long as they come and support it. That's all I care about. But I'll be pushing my company. We have over 150 people here on site. So I'm pushing it, and I know a few people are already going. So that'd be good. I can't wait.
All right.
I'm honored to be a part of this too. You know, Joe and I have been going back and forth to do something. I don't know how many years, Joe. I don't know.
It's been at least a year.
Yep. It's been more than that. Stop. Let's just make it sound good. It's been 7 years. No, I'm kidding. Thank you, Sam, for having us. Always a pleasure, darling. You too, Joe. More so with Sam.
Jerry. And our area, we always appreciate Operation Service as well. You do so much good for the community. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joe Firmani, Operation Service, and Jerry Caruso, comedian extraordinaire. We will see you all of you June 5th at 6:30 at the Pepperell VFW, and then we will see you at the Wall That Heals in Townsend at the North Middlesex Regional High School, July 1st through the 4th. All right. Thank you very much, guys.
One more thing. Thank you to all our veterans for what they do for us, and God bless them all. And even those who have made sacrifices. That's why we live in the best country in the world. Amen.
And we're back with another segment of Discussing Fitchburg Now with Sam Squailia. And we are continuing talking about art. And we're here with Kathryn Swantee, and she is going to tell us about the new Concepts Art Studio that just opened at Leominster Plaza on Central Street. Thanks for coming on, Kathryn.
You're welcome. Happy to be here.
Oh, I'm glad to see you in virtual space.
Virtual, yes. I'm glad we're getting back to in-person things.
Oh, very soon, very soon.
Yep.
I'm gonna be on event overload. I'm gonna have to go to all the events, like everyone else, I imagine. And we're gonna be able to go to events and classes, art classes, and be able to see your new gallery at Concepts Art Studio.
That's correct. At Leominster Plaza, right on Central Street. I'm in suite 217. So you drive around back and park in the back.
So you're at the place where Papu's Pizza, classic pub. There's that
Yes.
Brazilian market.
Yes.
You're up on the second floor, so you're
On the second floor. So if you drive to the end of the building, there's a driveway that takes you up to the back. And if you park in the back, you're right on the same level. There's no stairs or anything to come in, which is one of the reasons I chose this location, because it's very handicap accessible.
pretty nice. It's definitely needed. So an art studio, a new art studio. Where'd you get the idea and the drive, and where did it all come together to open this art studio?
This is a lifelong goal. I went to college for art, and I've always wanted to have my own studio where I could offer classes. And my other goal was illustrating children's books, which I am also doing at this point. I'm working with Sally Cregan. So both goals have been long-term, and I'm thrilled that they're really happening for me now.
Fantastic. That is funded by the Fitchburg Cultural Council?
The Cultural Council, I have gotten some grant funds from them so I can offer children scholarships that are low income, or for some reason they will benefit, even if it's benefiting emotionally from being in a class. I think art is wonderful therapy for anyone.
Oh yeah, and your children's book, is that the therapy cat?
Therapy cat book. Yeah,
And that's funded by the Cultural Council?
that was too, yes. And it's all about training a cat to be a therapy pet. It's a nice little story for children, but there's a lot of interesting facts, additional things in the book that will make it interesting for the adult too, especially if they're reading the book to their child.
Which that's what we do.
Yes, you do.
Alright,
So I'm really pleased about that, and we're working on another book now.
Oh, what's the new book?
The new book is the sequel to CC Sewer Cam.
Ooh, what is it? CC Water Cam?
CC Sewer Cam was about the camera that goes down into the under the street and goes into the tunnels. The second book is more about what happens after everything leaves the tunnels and goes to the sewage treatment plant.
Ooh, it's a
So we
crappy
had a tour. We had a tour of the sewage treatment plant. It doesn't smell all that great, but it was a nice experience.
It's a worthwhile tour, actually. The wastewater.
It was.
No, full circle. Where are
Yeah, I
your
learned a lot.
So that's an interesting subject for a children's book. Wastewater.
Yeah, it is. And it was a challenge to make a rat and a sewer cam cute, but I managed.
So when can we expect to see this book?
That book will be out for next year. We won't be having a public works day this summer, I don't believe, but next summer we will, and the book will be read for that event.
So sometime the end of June 2022.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
With
No, we just got the cat book out there.
Okay, so back to your concepts art studio, the new art
Yes.
studio. You just had your ribbon cutting.
Yes, I
in
did.
Leominster. And your art studio is a combination art gallery and teaching space and function space, right?
Yes, it is. I have 500 square feet here. So I've got a nice space. I've got a whole wall of windows. So the lighting is wonderful. And I installed full spectrum bulbs and all the lights. It's just, I love coming here in the morning. It's my haven. It's the perfect spot for me to come and be creative.
There will be watercolor classes.
Watercolor classes. I already have some watercolor classes running. I have one on Saturday morning from 10 to noon. I have one on Monday evening from 6:30 to 8:30, Tuesday afternoon from 2 to 4, and Wednesday afternoon from 1 to 3. And those classes, you have to be 8 and up. So children are welcome to those classes too. I have someone that called me today that it's going to be a parent-child, and they're going to be coming to classes together.
Nice. My daughter loves
Yeah.
art, so that might be good for her.
Well, come on down.
so you have a bunch of watercolor classes. You mentioned something about seashell art classes, and you mentioned some
Yeah.
art classes.
I
Where
just,
do people go to find out about these classes and register for them?
I have a site on Facebook right now, Concepts Art Studio, and within a week, I'm going to have my website published, and that will be posted on Facebook when it goes up. But it's that close to being ready.
Do we have a URL? conceptsartstudio.com?
Concepts Art dot online. I just got it online.
Dot online.
Online.
So there's no
Yep, I
dot
just
com.
got it today.
That works.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody already had Concepts Art Studio.
Okay. All right. So you'll be able to go there. Well, for now, you can go to the Concepts Art Studio Facebook page.
Correct.
And people can see what classes are being offered and what times. And are these drop-in classes, or do you have to register for?
At this time, I'm allowing drop-in because we do have openings. But when the classes start to fill up, people will have to contact me ahead of time to make sure there's a slot open.
And what's the cost for attending a watercolor class?
$15 for 2 hours, or if you pay 4 classes at a time, it's only $50. So you get a $10 discount.
What a bargain.
Yes.
Nice. And what are your other plans for the Concepts Art Studio?
I would like to have small gatherings in here, have people who would like to rent the space and maybe have an art activity for an evening gathering. I will be doing some one-time classes like rock painting. I have shell earrings that I made. I drill little holes in the shells and make the earrings. You can purchase our children's books here. I make soy candles, and I'm going to be offering classes on making soy candles. I do tangle art. I do alcohol ink. I have 3 large closets full of art supplies.
So if you're interested in a class, ask, and maybe you'll shall receive.
Exactly. That's what I want. I want people to tell me what kind of classes they would like to have. And, like I said, if it's a small party, like a birthday party for 10 and up, I would offer a craft and they could have the party here. We certainly have enough space.
Ooh, children's birthday parties. That's a good idea.
Yep. No, I'm open to ideas.
Lame for my child. Next year, we're gonna have a big party, lots of friends.
Yeah, I actually have been doing this slow because I didn't want it to build up too fast and be overwhelmed, because I haven't been pushing to fill the classes. I've been so busy illustrating children's books and working on commissions that I decided to wait till the ribbon cutting before I started pushing classes again, promoting classes again.
But now you're here, promoting the
Now
class.
I'm here. I am. And I plan on being here for a very long time.
Fantastic. And Kathryn, why don't you talk a little bit about your background as an artist and kind of your draws and your expertise?
Okay. I grew up in Oxford, Mass. So not too far from here, just south of Worcester. I loved music and I loved art. My whole world focused on music and art. It always has. When I went to college, I ended up being a music major the first year and then changed my major to art. I spent 2 years at Lowell University, and then I transferred to the School of the Worcester Art Museum, where I graduated from in '81. I spent 10 years working as a graphic artist back when everything was done by hand, everything was manual. But I still do the graphic arts because I have learned to work with the Adobe software. I've kept up with it as it has changed. So I still do quite a bit of commercial artwork too.
But you
Um,
do a lot of watercolor art.
I do.
right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I paint every day for at least 2 hours. Um, oh, I love it. It's
But
not hard to convince myself to paint.
you
I
get
keep,
good at things by doing them.
I just, I can't tell you how much I love this space and how good the environment is for being creative. I've got my plants, I've got my guitar here if I feel like taking a break and doing a little singing. I actually have students ask me to serenade them once in a while.
So so for us to come see your art studio, do you have regular hours that we can come in and see your art, or should we book a class, or should we wait for an event? How should we come see?
I plan on having an open house at least every other weekend, so people can come in here and see what's going on and what kind of classes I'm offering. I am setting my schedule now. It will be Mondays from 10 to 2, and then 6 to 8:30 because I have a class in the evening. On Tuesdays, it will be 10 to noon. I will take a break for lunch and be back here at 1 and stay till 4. Same thing on Wednesday. Thursday is just the morning and Friday is just the morning.
So there's lots of opportunities for just open hours to come
Yep.
to check out your art studio, and you'll
Yes.
have open houses, like you said.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm willing to collaborate with people. I mentor a child in luck, and they have asked me to do a rock painting class for luck. So we're going to have it here. That should be a lot of fun. I'll invite my mentee, Lindsay. She's a good helper. She loves to be at the studio.
Like, that's like a big brother, big sister?
Yes,
program?
it is. I've been seeing Lindsay since she was 11 and she's 14 now. So
Oh,
we've had some fun experiences together, and she, like me, is passionate about music and art. So there's never a problem finding something to do together.
Especially now with the new art studio, you got plenty
That's
of
right.
opportunities.
I know. I say to her every week, "What do you want to do? Where do you want to go? The studio." Mm,
Fantastic, Kathryn. So the new Concepts Art Studio, that's at Leominster Plaza on Central Street, right across the street from Espresso's too.
yes, it is.
The second floor, you got to drive up the back to
Yep.
get to it. You want to go to the Concepts Art Studio Facebook page in order to see the events and everything until the new website is published, which
Yes.
that will also be shared on the Facebook page.
Yes.
Is there anything else that we didn't cover that you'd like to mention, Kathryn?
Did I mention the scholarship funds?
Briefly.
Oh, okay. I received a grant from the Leominster Cultural Council this year for scholarship funds for children. So if there's a child that deserves to be here or would do really well taking the class, I have funds to pay part of their class. They would only be required to pay $5 for the 2-hour class.
That's a savings of what, 10?
Yep.
75% off, approximately 66% off.
Yep. No, it's nice because I have these funds and I just take money out of the funds when I'm offering scholarship funds to a child. So I end up getting what I would usually get, but they get a break.
So if your child is interested in attending art classes, but you maybe can't afford to continue to pay $15 every single time,
Yep.
talk to Kathryn, and there might be scholarship opportunity available for your child.
Yep, I have an application that they can fill out.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Kathryn Swantee, for coming on. Artist of the Concepts Art Studio. Thanks for coming on and sharing your artwork and your plans with us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
All right, great. And thank you for watching at home. I hope you've learned a lot about the Twin Cities in Fitchburg and Leominster and your community. And we will see you at the next show. Okay.
Parents built a house in North Leominster. But my father always worked at Fitchburg Savings Bank, so our life was really Fitchburg.
You see all ages, you see the kids there, parents bringing their kids, teaching them what it's all about.
He's a board member, he has real power, so.
So yeah, so I was lucky enough.
Guy. Stay there.
Beard's gotten
Yeah.
longer.
The best beard in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. In doing the research for the building was old street maps of the city, talking over 100 years old.
Hello and welcome back to Discussing Fitchburg Now. On with me right now, we have Carolyn Sellars, and we're going to talk a little bit about the New View Community Stewards Program. Carolyn will be running the Environmental Stewards Program, which will be starting very soon. And also we're going to talk about the Work of 1000. Thank you for coming on, Carolyn.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Great to have you on. I love the New View Community Stewards Program in general. There's been, a number of different kind of community steward groups. There's the art stewards. There's
Mental health stewards, education stewards. Let's see what else. Organizing stewards. There's a lot of them. Yep.
Yeah.
So I did the organizing stewards program last summer. I was looking for, during COVID, I was looking for a way to connect with people and learn about new things. And I signed up for that. And then a couple things that came out of that, of the group of us that were together from all across North Central Massachusetts, not just Fitchburg, but from Holden and Rutland, Pepperell. I live in Ashburnham now. I lived in Townsend for many years. Two themes that came up a lot were about justice and about the climate crisis we're facing. And those are things that are very important to me and things I've been looking into and learning about for a long time. And so I talked with Francisco Ramos, who's the organizer, steward coordinator for New View, and came up with this idea of why don't we try a environmental stewards program. So we're going to do that pilot program this summer, an 8-week program. So we're very excited about that.
And when does the New View Community Environmental Stewards Program start?
It's going to start on Wednesday, July 18th. And it will run till Wednesday, September 1st. So it'll be Wednesday nights, and it'll be via Zoom, I think, still. And we have, it's set up for people who don't know anything about either of these issues. We're trying to make it something that will be accessible to everybody. And my plan, or the plan that we're developing, will have kind of like a hybrid approach, and that we'll have some basic information for everybody, but we'll also provide information like, if you want to go deeper, here are some things you can do over the next week to go deeper into this. So it's kind of
optional homework.
If you want to do it, some people are going to be just do a basic one. Some people might, because I think right now people are really anxious to do something good, right? I think you must have found that in your cleanups that have been so well attended. Everybody wants to do something, right?
Oh, well, so well attended this year. The Keep Fitchburg Beautiful did a deep clean of the city this year.
Yeah, thank you for doing that. And I think everybody is looking. I think the message that sometimes we have a lot of problems in the world, and I think the COVID crisis brought some of those to the forefront that we didn't want to deal with. And the George Floyd killing brought some of those to the forefront that we didn't really want to talk about before. And now we're talking about all of them, and we solve them all by, there's a lot of, one of the words you hear around a lot now is called multi-solving. Like, you can't solve like just one, like the environmental crisis, without also solving the justice problem, because
multi-solving, because there's so many things that you have to tackle.
Right,
to get to the root cause.
Right, and one of the I was involved in helping to start what's known as Sizer School now in Fitchburg, and we had a math teacher there who died too young, but he was great at like teaching, helping kids learn math by thinking about how it's all interrelated, interconnected, and you have to break these problems down one stinking piece at a time, he used to say. But his phrase was that everything is inextricably intertwinkled. And it's such a good phrase for us to be thinking about now in these times. And what's really interesting is that there's a place for everybody to do something. You know, some people will just be doing the cleanups and helping keep Fitchburg beautiful like you did. Other people might want to start, going to conservation commission meetings and find out what they do, or putting getting a rain barrel. I saw you're running the rain barrel program too for Fitchburg. I mean, that's a great thing. So everybody can do something. And so what the Environmental Stewards program is going to do is kind of give people an overview of environmental justice and basic earth science, and also the types of activism you can take, how you can be an environmental steward. What are some examples? And some of those are basically cleaning up. Some of them are everyday choices you make around your home. Some of them are things like civic action, getting involved, helping to make laws that will help us. So it's a place for everybody. And so we encourage anybody who has any interest in this to sign up, which is why we're doing this Work of 1,000 event. The Work of 1,000 is a movie about Marion Stoddard and the cleanup of the Nashua River. And we're co-sponsoring this with the Counteract Climate Project, which is a group of people from North Central Massachusetts who are organizing around climate things, as well as the Reclaiming Sunshine Club at Sizer School is a group of students who have gotten together to learn about environmental issues and what they can do. And they're growing plants for growing places right now, and they're also going to be watching the movie. Actually, this afternoon we're going to watch the movie together, and they're going to develop questions. So after we show this 30-minute Zoom movie on June 22nd, the students will be interviewing Marion Stoddard about the questions they have as kids, asking this icon who turns 93 this week, like what they can learn from her. So I think it'll be a fun and exciting thing.
What a great opportunity.
Yeah,
great, and great to get the interview with Marion Stoddard on video as well, because like you said, she's 93. And does she know, last time I saw her was a couple of years ago at the Fitchburg Greenway Committee, and she was still doing great.
She is, and she still wants to. I mean, she'll tell you her birthday's on Wednesday, and she'll tell you, she is still committed to completing that Greenway, in her lifetime. And so, and she'll say her time is getting short, but it's up to us.
Influenced so many others.
She has. She's been a great influence.
That's what we can do for the next generation.
Right. And I did show before, when Reclaiming Sunshine kids, I approached them, asked them if they were interested in this. And it is a kid-driven club. So I said, I showed them a 10-minute video of like a summary of the Work of 1,000 project to see if it was something they would be interested in doing. And they were blown away by it. The message they got from that was that, the main message they took away, which is one of the main messages of the movie, is that you don't have to be extraordinary, that ordinary people can do extraordinary things. And that's something that's important for all of us.
What a difference one person can make.
Yep. So
one person, you can make an incredible difference.
Yep. And that's what we need to do right now, because we do have a lot of problems in the world, and we do have a lot of problems with, the climate, but on the other hand, we have great opportunity. I'm actually hopeful that, as I tell people, the future is bright if we do the right things now. And in some ways, we are, like where the people, our ancestors, our descendants want us to be, what type of ancestors we become will make a difference in the world. And there's never been an opportunity in my lifetime for something like this. I think about it like my dad was a veteran of World War II, and he told a lot of stories and experiences and about that. He was a navigator who flew on 50 bombing missions, and then he was part of the Office of Special Services, which is like the secrets, the CIA at the time, and he would tell all these stories. It always ended stories with, "We did the best we could with what little we had. That's all we could do." And I always thought it was funny, like, why would he say that like that? Because it just seemed like, why the least, the best we can with the little we had. What does little mean, But then I learned last year during COVID, like I kept saying that same phrase. I found myself like, going to the grocery store and I'm putting my mask on and wiping every piece of groceries that would come into my house. And I'm thinking, why am I doing this? I don't know. I'm doing the best I can with the little information I have, right? So I think that's a good, it's one of my ancestor lessons I've learned, is that we all just have to do the best we can with what we have. And we have great things right now. And I think one message that doesn't get out enough about the whole environmental problem, environmental issues we have, is that we have solutions now that can help us. We don't have to wait for new technology. The science, the research shows that we can do what we can with what we have. We just have to make the commitment.
And you can learn all about this subject, how to be a good environmental steward, and so many other different subjects in the 6-week series of the New View Communities Environmental Stewards Program.
Yep.
And that starts Wednesday, July 18th and runs through September, as Carolyn said. And you can sign up for this free program, of which you will graduate with a community stewards, environmental steward certificate from New View Communities, right at newviewcommunities.org. If you click on the top bar, there should be the Community Stewards Program, and you can find the information for the Environmental Stewards Program.
Yeah, I'm not sure the Environmental Stewards Program information is up right this minute. It's a little earlier, but it will be coming in a couple of weeks. But anyway, but you can definitely
there, but the sign-up's not quite there yet.
Right,
so
right. Yep. So yep.
Yep.
And it's an 8-week program. We're 8-week program, and it's an 8-week program because we're going to spend 6 weeks really diving deep into learning about a lot of things. And then the 7th week, we're going to have people kind of like work on their own or in little groups, kind of like picking a problem they want to start exploring a little bit more, and doing that. And so we're going to be helping people out, helping help just like getting it started and seeing if there's something that will grow from this, which I think there will be.
Oh yeah, it's a fantastic. The Community Stewards Program is fantastic. You see so many people that have done the different community stewards, the art stewards, the organizing stewards, start organizing things and doing things in the community. And I mean, it's just a fantastic catalyst. And what it is it's a free program, organized by New View Communities, typically lately on Zoom, 1 hour approximately on Wednesday evenings. They're usually at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I think it might be, sometimes it'll at least be an hour and a half or maybe 2. Some of them are an hour and a half or 2 hours, because by the time you get together and, connect with each other, you take that time. But it's a time well spent, and it is convenient doing it with Zoom because you get to meet people from different areas. You don't have to, you can still have, the kids playing in the other room while you're on your headphones. And so I think that works out well. And
Zoom has been very convenient,
yeah,
as we are here on Zoom right here on FATV with
right.
the Credit Union Virtual Studios.
Yeah. What's fun about this Work of 1,000 project that we're doing, and we're going to be, we haven't set a date yet, but we're going to, as the second part of this Work of 1,000 thing, we're going to host like a walk at Riverfront Park. And Riverfront Park, the mural on Zetas across the river from Riverfront Park is Marion started. Some people didn't realize that. And Riverfront Park is a perfect example of how you can multi-solve, because Riverfront Park, it was built on a hazardous waste site that they had to clean up before they could build it. It's the lawn, it has open green space because during a flood time, there'll be water on the lawn because it's a flood storage. It provides a great community place to meet. And, we're learning more and more about the importance of green spaces for people's mental health. A lot of us saw that firsthand during COVID, but the scientists, even before COVID broke out, people realized that people who can spend at least 2 hours outside during a week have better outcomes, mental health outcomes, than other people do. So it's an important thing. So it's all right there in downtown Fitchburg. So it's a great place.
Great opportunity to see and learn more about Riverfront Park and how it came to be. And the way that the environmental stewards program will be set up is each week there'll be kind of a new subject, and you have guest speakers, and so that makes it really interesting too.
Yep. We have basically a learning in the program we're putting together now for the environmental stewards. We have kind of an outline where we kind of have a get to know each other, get to learn about basic sort of information, and then we'll spend a week on like the earth basics, like water cycles and watersheds, and you'll learn your environmental address and your airshed, and then we'll spend a week on environmental justice and corruption and all those ethics sort of issues that are important, and then civic engagement, social activism is another week. Basically civics 101. And then we're going to spend a week talking about the multi-solving solutions and the frameworks for those, like the UN Sustainable Development Goals and Project Drawdown and things like that. And then we'll talk about some examples of environmental stewardship projects and how varied they are. And then that'll be the 6th week. At that point, ask people to think about, what do you think you want to learn more about? What would you like to explore next? And that would be the next few weeks. So we're kind of excited about that.
It sounds great, and it's on a Wednesday, so I could probably attend. So I'm excited.
Oh, good. I hope you sign up. And again,
the other ones are on Tuesdays, and those are tough for me.
Yeah. And the Work of 1,000 event is on a Tuesday, but that one good piece of news out of this is we talked to the company that owns the rights to Work of 1,000, and they've agreed to allow access to watch the movie for free from June 16th to June 30th. So even if you can't, make the Zoom event with Marion Stoddard, you can still see the movie for free.
And how do we find out more information about the Work of 1,000 event that's happening this June?
You can you could email me. My email is herenowkind@gmail.com, or you could
herenowkind
KIND yep @gmail.com, or you could
HERENOWKIND
yep
kind
@gmail.com yep. Or you can also, the Counteract Climate Project has a Facebook page, which we're just, again, that information's not up. We're just getting ready to put that up this week, but they have a Facebook page and a Twitter account. And I can, share that with you too.
Yeah, I mean, the Counteract Climate, you mentioned that. The first time that I believe I met you was at an event at the Fitchburg Public Library, where you did a presentation with Dr. Tatiana Cobb about climate change and the effect, on our communities and all of that.
Right. Yep. Dr. Cobb.
4 or 5 years ago.
It was, it was a while ago. I was thinking it was 5 years ago. I was very involved in the Kinder Morgan pipeline fight in the region. And I noticed on Facebook yesterday was the 5th anniversary of that ending. So I think that the Dr. Cobb thing was probably in like 2018, something like 17, 18, a couple of years after that, because the environment, the climate crisis is a crisis of everything. There's also a biodiversity crisis. There's a lot of things happening all at once. Multi-solving.
Multi-solving.
Right.
Yeah. So Carolyn is a fantastic person to lead this community stewards program organized by New View Communities. So you're going to want to check that out and go to, what's the page again for the Work of 1,000?
The Counteract Climate Project.
The Counteract
Climate Project. Yep.
Right on Facebook.
They have a Facebook page. Yep.
All right. Fantastic.
All right.
Thank you so much, Carolyn, for coming on. telling us a
you.
little bit about more about our world.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Hope to see people at the Environmental Stewards program.
All right, great. And thank you at home for watching Discussing Fitchburg Now and learning a little bit more about our community.